Hey, what's up, everybody? Pastor Mike with a golden word nugget for you. Thanks for joining me today. Monday, I started talking about a conversation I was having with a very good friend who has a landscaping business, and he was sharing with me how things are blossoming seemingly out of season. In other words, his plants, flowers, and things are blossoming a little earlier than normal for some unseasonably warm weather that's been happening. And so, the long story short of that conversation, he was telling me that he has to be very careful this year, this time of year more than ever, that he doesn't get surprised by a winter storm that could happen late March, early April, that could wipe out his crops, his plants, his flowers, because they're tender right now and they need to have some extra attention. And so I shared that, it reminded me of the Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15, where Solomon says, "Catch us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vine, for our vines have tender grapes." And we're like the vine, and we are producing some things. We have a vision. Most of us did vision boards or some kind of resolutions to start the year, etc. And now we're 3 months, starting 3 months into the new year today. And now it is that we've got to make sure that we're like my landscaping friend, that we're on watch. We've got to make sure that little foxes of procrastination, little foxes, of narrow-mindedness and fear to continue on with what we started doesn't creep in and spoil the vine. Right? To disconnect us from our vision, our goal, our dreams. I'm telling you, because the price we pay right now will be well worth it in the future, a year from now, and 5 years from now. And so I'm encouraging you today to keep watch like my friend, and don't allow the things of your mind to negate the promise, the plan that you have for your family and your future and all of those things. And I say the things of your mind because we notice what Solomon talks about. It was all a mental thing. It was narrow-mindedness. These are the little foxes. It is our unbelief. It is that when we decide that, I'm not sure if I should continue with this. It doesn't look like I'm making progress. And maybe we should just stay put. Maybe we shouldn't do what we had planned to do. And all of these thoughts, and this is narrow-mindedness, because we've got to see things through the Spirit. This is what Hebrews 11, chapter 1 talks about. He says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Now, I always like to share this because it didn't say that the evidence of things that does not exist. It says that they're not seen. So those things that you've prayerfully put on your vision board and you've made resolutions about, the end of last year, the first of this year, it didn't say that those things doesn't exist. It says that you just can't see them, and we've got to see those through faith. So that's what faith does. It connects us to, like a QR code, I'd like to say, give access to a supernatural world. And if we tap into it, then we can see spiritually. You've got to see this thing spiritually first. You've got to see your vision board coming to pass spiritually first. You got to see it in the spirit, right? You remember the prophet says, "Lord, open my servant's eyes so he can see that they that be with us are more than they that be with them." And his eyes were open, and he saw angels and chariots around him. And so it's sort of the same way. We've got to ask God to open our spiritual eyes that we can see the end of this thing from its beginning. The beginning was when you sat down as a family and you made plans for your future. You made plans for this year. You made plans for going forward. Maybe with your family or your spouse, with yourself. You made these plans. And now you've got to see these things spiritually, right? Remember, it doesn't say that they doesn't exist. It says that you can't see them right now, but you see them spiritually first, and they will manifest themselves physically. This is how we do it. So I want you to think about that today. And if this has been a blessing to you today, as always, please share and tag some other folks. I'm going to finish this up on Friday with you. I've got a lot to share on Friday. You don't want to miss it. We're going to bring this thing to a climax. It's going to be good. I assure you that. God bless you. Happy Wednesday to you. We'll do it again soon.